Now there is. Yeah, man.
How are you?
Let me very respectfully stand on all new and existing programs. I have some brothers here that I must recognize. I don't know. Let me start with the organizer of this event. I thank you most sincerely. And I thank my brother, the former minister, my brother Frank Weke. I thank Paulo Zibo. All the dignitaries that are here in front. If I don't remember, just know that all of you are VIPs and dignitaries. The reason why it looks as if I was hurrying to talk is not because I have somewhere I'm rushing. Yes, I'm going back to Lagos. But what is most important is for me to most sincerely apologize to all of you.
Oh my God!
It's not good to do this type of thing. I can tell you, it's been a very difficult day in the sense that I had a few classes. I had to be in Calabar, I had to be in Bayelsa, and I had to be here. And of course, everywhere you go, you have to attend to everything and all that. And I have to be in Lagos for an event tonight. So I have to run to Lagos. But, you know, let me tell you, like I told the people in Canada when I said to them, I'm going to leave, they were feeling, I said, well, listen, I'm looking for a job. And I have to show the owners of the country.
Yes.
You know, when you're looking for a job, you have to go to the people who owns the company or owns the place. You are the owners. So I'm looking for a job. So I have to see you. And you don't apply to job through surrogate. You come personally. Because I want to listen to you. I know that we must have a topic for today. Shaping the future. I think I don't need to tell you anything about the future. All I can tell you is that if you look at Nigeria today, your country, first is that the people I see here is the future. You are the future. But that future, nobody can build it for you, except you. You must take control of it. So what you are about to do now is to hire the CEO for your future. And unless you hire that CEO, you're going to get it wrong. You live in a country today where you don't have faith. I can assure you, if they said to you today, how many of you want to leave this country? Don't be shy. Raise your hand. Let me tell you. Don't be shy of saying that. There's things that I tell people. There's nobody who wants to live where there's war. Nobody lives where. What drives people having faith? Because they don't have faith. What drives people having faith is hope. If we go to church on a Sunday and the priest says there's no heaven, what do you think will happen? Everybody will go.
You guys are not streaming.
Nobody stays where there's no hope.
Online. It's not streaming.
There must be what drives the people's future is hope. And the reason why you want to live here is because you don't have hope. Nobody knowingly goes to where there's a problem. Go to your house, you see ants. Ants, this is the animal moving. You put fire here, they'll turn. So even the animal, the ants don't want trouble. If you put sugar, they'll come. But if you put fire, you see them, they turn away. Because they don't want trouble. They want sweet. That's with their hope. And once they dictate it, one will come, the rest will follow him. That's how you attract foreign investment. Your country today is going through troubled times. It's qualified for two things that makes a failed state. When you're no longer in control of your territory, everybody is insecure here, including you. Nobody is safe. Nobody knows. The only thing you hear now is bad news. Number two is when you're no longer in control of your economy. Your parents, yourself, you're having problems. You don't have a job. It is difficult for you to know where the next meal will come from. Your parents no longer know what they're going to spend for a bag of rice today or a bag of beans. If they send somebody to the market, when he comes back, whatever he comes back, that is the price for it for that day. You can't plan with that. So you must change. Why did we arrive here? This is cumulative effect of bad leadership over the years. It is one person can do good. Frank has been in government when they strive hard to cancel our debts. So we are not owing by the time they left. Today, from a position where our foreign and domestic debts was less than $10 billion when they left, they cleaned out our side ones. Today, our total debt is over $130 billion. And nobody can show anything for it. You know what it means for you that you get up in the morning, you've given him money has been borrowed, nobody, no new furniture, no new this. Everybody is telling story. That is the state of your country. We're not in a mess. The consequence is that within the time they left office and town, we moved unemployment of about less than 15% to about 35%. So you have doubled the unemployment, and you doubled your poverty, and you have crisis. If you don't know where the next meal is come from, you are dangerous. And it's not because anything. If you look all of us up here now, for 4 days, everybody is looking for food. Nobody knows who will do anything wrong. I will be looking for food. You will be looking for food. If you get stronger, we might eat each other. It's simple. So you double the poverty. People no longer have job. They don't have anything. You have 35% unemployment. With youth unemployment of almost 60%. Young people in their productive age, with full energy, with talent, no job. It's a crisis for any country of the world, not just Nigeria. And that's what you're facing through. You have 20 million out of school children. You have all sorts of things going on. I don't want to tell you about what is wrong, because you know what is wrong, because it affects you every day. What you want to hear now is, how do we start getting out of here? Because it's no longer what, I had an uncle years back. So that's why you say you know everything. My uncle was arrested in the village, and they put handcuffs in that. And they were going away. Everybody who talked in the village and said, okay, what is wrong? He said, there's nothing wrong. Okay, what is there's nothing wrong? And they called me and said, okay, they've arrested the Okoye. We don't know why they came to the village and took him, blah, 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 but it was a handcuff. Okoye is always causing one problem or another. He has insulted the police, deputy DPO, blah, blah. So, I called Okoye, I called them and said, you went to his house and this happened to Okoye now. You know exactly what I said, but the man is always, I said, leave him. So they left him. So I came to the village and I asked him, this man saw you. You told him there's no problem. This man saw you. He caused all of them. He called this one and said, you are a very stupid man. God will punish you. This one is, he said, they are stupid. They saw trouble in my hand and they asked me about trouble. Because there's trouble in his hand already. So I asked him whether there's trouble. Trouble is there now because You drag off. So all of you know the trouble. What are we going to do this? Next year's election, we must elect people who are competent. 18 of us is going to tell you the same problem. 18 of us will tell you the same thing. Nobody's going to tell you, we are going to tell you sweet things. We want to do this, want to do that, want to do that. None of us will promise everything that is good. My dear people, the question is that you must verify the 18 of us. It is now time to listen and say, next year's election, from president to the last person, you must verify it. We have no room for experiment again. It is not going to be based on party, it's going to be based on person.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about structure. The structure you hear people talk about today is structure of criminality. Structure of destruction. Structure that brought us to this junction. That's what we want to remove. We want to remove that structure and put in a structure of development. We will offer what we're going to do. What do you need to do? First is that a government must focus on fighting and dealing with the issue of security of life and property.
Yes.
Nigerians must be secured. If you secure Nigeria today, in Enugu and everything, you get the farmers to go back to the farm. Exactly. And when they go back to the farm, you bring down food inflation. So we'll start seeing food prices at affordable. Food inflation will come down, things will start changing. How are you going to do it? You need to scale up the manpower in your police, in your army, your navy. The whole agencies are lowly manned. We have 370,000 police people, but the IG told me it's about 320. If you remove about 70,000 and following people like me around, it is down to 250. For a country of 230 million people, it cannot work. Egypt is 100 million and they have about 1 million police. So you need to upscale that. By that you're creating jobs, you're creating everything, a more secure place. And the remaining ones are poorly equipped. Only half have guns. We must equip them. We must employ them. We must increase our manpower, security manpower, employ them and equip them. When you do that, simultaneously as you're doing it, you're tackling moving Nigeria from consumption to production. Once the country is productive, you start pulling people out of poverty. The more you pull people out of poverty, the more people have means of livelihood, the more you reduce criminality.
Yeah, so
nobody wants to go and commit problem, be in jail if he finds food to eat. You must invest in the youth. That is the future of Nigeria. We must invest in you, we must put money in your hands. Because you have the energy and the talent to develop new companies. Every country of the world is the base, the engine of growth in any country of the world is what we call micro, small enterprises, which is you. We must invest in you. That is the future. Anything short of that, we're wasting everybody's time. So we must. And how do you start it? We will think about feeding ourselves. Nigeria must feed itself. We can no longer continue to be dependent on this. And feeding ourselves means that People will invest in agriculture and everything. Nigeria today is not feeding itself. A country of 220 million people, if India at 1.4 billion can feed itself, Nigeria for 220 million can feed itself. We have more farmland than India. India is 1.4 billion people living on 3.2 million square kilometers of land. We are 220 living on 923,000 square kilometers, which means we live on a third of Indian land and we are 1/7 of their population. So there's no way we have more land space than India. So if we have more land space than India, we have more to cultivate, to feed ourselves. Look, go to Enugu State alone. All those lands, Enugu one and everything.
They don't sell them.
Let's finish.
They don't sell and finish.
No. I'm not talking about the Enugu State, Enugu capital. Go to Zuwan. Go to Nsukka and fly around. We have enough land to cultivate things in Enugu, to feed ourselves. Most of the land in Nigeria, over 50% of the arable land in Nigeria is not cultivated, and we can't find food.
Sure.
No country in the world. No country in the world can do that. Because we are consuming content. All everybody wants is where to share, where to make easy money. Those countries you want to go to, there's no free lunch. You have to work, but you'll be paid. That's what we want to do. So we must feed ourselves. If we feed ourselves today, the story will be different. Frank knows our GDP today is about 180 trillion naira, and agriculture is the highest. Yet we're not feeding ourselves. It's about 41 trillion, which is about 20-something%. If we feed ourselves, you double that. It will be about 80. And you're increasing the GDP of the country. That's where we will start. With that, you start processing, you steal everything. Today, when we talk about criminality, people in government is still our oil. None of you here can steal oil. Let nobody tell you. Those who are stealing oil are people in government.
Yes.
You don't steal oil. It's not something you put in your pocket. I have this sweet in my pocket. I can go to ShopRite and steal it. This is not oil. Oil, you have to come with a tanker. And the tanker cannot come into Nigeria without Navy. And it won't go out without Navy. So somebody approved for it to be taken. So you must deal with that. People are telling you today there's something they call subsidy, and when they want to remove it, they make you riot. Subsidy is an organized crime. The amount of money we consume, the oil we consume, we cannot consume that quantity of oil for our population. Pakistan is the same population as us, 220. But they consume less than 50% of what we consume. So for me, from day one, I'm going to replace those who are drinking the extra and give them water. Because we need it. We need to deal with every penny. We need to bring back our money. We need to take back our money. I want to invest that money in you. We cannot spend 5-6 trillion annually for subsidy and spend 50% of that. We spend more money in subsidy than we spend in education or health.
That's scary. Health.
When
Go to the clinic, you will not see any.
Maybe 1 or 2. So what is subsidy?
People are dying every day in the
It
hospital.
doesn't bother you. They say, oh, the price of transport will go up. It's not true. We will ensure that we do local refining. That hotel will soon be ready. There's other modular refineries and other people. There are even people that say they are doing it illegally. I'll call them and say, you don't need to do it illegally. It's simple. We will change that. That is what the future we want to bring. The future we want to bring is a future that will give you hope. We will change that by making the country productive, because the time investment, people are saying, how are you talking about being productive? To show you that your country is not productive, I'm going to give you 3 examples, 2 using states and 1 using your nation. Anambra State, the Enugu State, everybody is waiting to share from all the states in the north with the vast land. The biggest state in Nigeria, the largest state is Niger State.
Yes.
Niger State have a fertile land that can feed Nigeria.
Yes.
Niger State is 76.3 thousand square kilometers of land. Niger State can feed Nigeria. But they are waiting for the 3 allocation. Niger State is fertile land. 8 local governments, about 7 to 8 local governments, under the control of bandits. They can't feed themselves. They can't do anything. Netherlands without water is at 30,000 square kilometers of land. So Niger State is 2.5 times Netherlands. Netherlands last year did export of agricultural products $103 billion, 120 billion, no sorry, 103 billion euros, 103 billion euros, 120 billion dollars. That means Netherlands last year nobody know about you.